This is a review and how-to on UScanner by Cyberlink. We went outdoors, opened up the app bottom right from our screen and placed a yellow sign on the grass and started to take some photograph. You can see that I'm simulating some difficult to see angles so we can really test the app. The first one of course is bottom left with a diamond type shape. This time we try and get the conventional overhead, and then we move on to another one. I think there's going to be 5 in total. Of course, in practice try and get the best image you can, but if it's on a street sign or a teaching classroom, very difficult sometimes. And then this is the last one, which of course is quite extreme. Having been outside, got freezing cold, come back indoors, got a hot drink, we open UScanner again. Now for ease I've put a pink card at the back just to cover the camera. Now bottom left we're going to tap and it brings up the most recent image. So these are the features and how to use UScanner. Immediately you can see it's done its processing and given us the end result. Should we wish to come off of that a little bit, go bottom left and we see the subject here, which is outlined by 3, 6, 7, 8 little white dots. If we want to click outside, that was the grass with the yellow sign. If we want to click the bottom right button, we can see. Now this is the brilliant thing. I'm going to touch and hold the bottom square and you can see that it's a very good magnifying glass that comes up to really pinpoint exactly where we wish to go. So if I move up and down, you'll see I don't get the magnifying glass, but if I go to a corner I do get the magnifying glass, and I'm just going to bring this one in to the corner, which is about there. Okay, so if we're happy or relatively happy with that, we can click deskew and then you've got the sign. After that we can come into the magic wand button at the bottom here, which gives us the original image, the high contrast image, the moderate and the grayscale. I'm going to stick with the moderate and click OK. Then I can come in and if I wish to I can do some, and I'm just going to click the bottom left here and we've got a pencil, which I believe I'm just going to do an arrow, and you can notice if this works on screen that there is a huge magnifying glass that pops out. Then we can come along quickly as possible and say right now we want to do some highlighting, which we've got in here, and we can reverse those if we wish to. Then we come back to this one, which is a shape size, so I'm going to do a bigger one, and then I've got a curly line, which of course is what we've just done. However, if we come up here and where is it? Yeah, it's the shape, and I'm just going to go back for a second. Now this time on shapes what we've got is a draggable shape, which is pretty interesting I think really. If I want to go in there and do oh no good doing a yellow is there, let's have a blue one, and I want to do like a very small blue, and I can do a shape at the top and then I can click OK. Then after that what can we do? I think we've just done that one, haven't we? Yeah, we've done the shapes, so let's just take those off for a second, click OK, and then we go down to delete the whole thing if you like, or I can hit a share button. I'm not going to hit the share button at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to say no, I don't want to do any of those things, and it brings us into our directory, if you like, of the recent images. What you'll notice is the one here that I've just clicked and I'm processing this one is just to give you an idea of how that works, especially with this selecting. That's the way it's found this image at that skew, and we can go back and I want to choose another image just to see if it finds them all, which I'm sure it will perfectly. Let's try that one as a last go. Processes this up. Now if we think we want to adjust it, we've already covered that in the previous couple of screens. If I did, by the way, want to do something really silly and go like that and I click OK, then it will actually start stretching the thing, which is really interesting because you can get some quite artistic examples. No, I don't want to save that, so let's just go back to have a look at the settings because there's quite a lot in here. We've got a simple grid which may be really useful. We've got of course the torch on and off, but more importantly what we've actually got, turn that off, is top right. to create PDF and albums, of course, but settings is, I would say, pretty vital, because the photo quality when I first got the app was not at its maximum up here. So I've set it to its maximum, 1920 by 1080. That's an interesting one. So we've got page orientation. Just keep your eyes on this, because sometimes it can go wrong. A4 is great, but do we really print anything anymore? I certainly don't. And then we can go down to, rate this app if you think it's good. I've already done it, so that's that part. Now let's look at how we create a PDF. So all I'm going to do is click create PDF, and what we've got here is I'm going to select 1, 2, 3 and 4. You'll notice that there's 4 images. The top right one where I put a tick and a cross is the one that I've actually processed. All the rest are just raw photos, quite honestly. And I will click create and click OK. So then remember, it's creating an auto A4 PDF. Let's see if we can find it. For the purpose of this screen recording, what I've done is gone into Android settings, explore SD card, and you can see there's our raw images, and it says very clearly PDF. In PDF, I think the one is this bottom one, and it's going to open up once, and I'm just going to select a drive, or a viewer rather, from drive. So what you'll find is there's 4 pages now. I personally wouldn't actually create a PDF like this, but you may find it useful. So in other words, we've got, I tend to create my files just on JPEGs and things, but if I wanted to send it to somebody, I've got 1 photo, 2 photos, there's my cropped in image, of course, the tick and the cross just to say that this is processed images through Uscanner, and there is my last image. But the point of it is it easy and quick? Yes, it is, very much so. I think this is going to be a huge app for me and anybody else who comes across it, if they think about it. And what are the huge applications for it? Signs, presentations, business cards, you name it.